I would like to call to order the August 9th, 2016 Recreation Meeting. I would like to call to order the August 9th, 2016 Recreation Committee meeting. All members are present except Councilman Olive Dempsey Lambert. Stand for the prayer and invocation by Mr. Randy Kluwat.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. Lord, we ask that you continue to take care of us through this hurricane season. We have pending rains coming upon us. Let's take care of each other around us. Lord, as we open this meeting, we ask that you take care of all the young athletes and the competitors on all the fields and in all the gymnasiums. We ask that they enjoy the sport. They learn teamwork, and they learn how to work together and get along. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to remind the general public, if anyone would like to speak, the cards at the podium, and just go fill out a card. With that, we'll go to agenda item number 4, the director's report by Ricky Diormine.
Thank you, fellas. I'm sure I'll answer any question you got, but I was appointed a recreation director about 3 weeks ago. I got background in recreation. When I first come to work with the parish, I served about 5 years in the recreation department. So I do have a grip on what needs to be done, and we'll try to move recreation forward. I'm going to start off with Dare Community Center. We have just completed the roof repair at Dare Community Center. We're putting off some interior work that will start in the winter months when our grass season kind of slacks up. But we have painting to do inside the facility, and we also have to replace some ceiling tiles. The Oak Grove Community Center parking update. We need to look into making some changes there, and I'm going to tell you we're having a few problems. It's a facility that we keep rented, and we rent it a lot, but because we have no outside restroom facilities, it's starting to cause us problems with people that rent it, because we got kids from outside the park, spray park, that's going in and out of the building when it's being rented, and we're having some pushback on that from people renting the building. So we're going to look at trying to do something about building a restroom facility for the outside usage. San Ramon Recreation Center. We fixing to put a contract out to replace the white tile floor that's in the kitchen, the foyer, and also in the bar area. We're looking to upgrade some of the restroom facilities at that park, and we want to add some extra lighting inside the building. It's kind of dim. We're looking to do that. The Gosma Community Center, we have an air conditioning unit that needs to be replaced. It's been giving us a lot of trouble here the last couple of weeks. I think we've called out people 2 or 3 times to try to keep it going while it was being rented. So we're going to try to replace that before the end of the year. The Ascension Gym, we're looking to changing the compressor in one of the heating units. We know we got some renovations coming in place to that facility, but we're going to try to increase the capacity of that unit, because I think the gym's going to be growing a little bit larger than what is existing today. But while we're doing it, we're going to try to take care of that at one time. South Louisiana Fairgrounds, that's in Donsonville. Right now, we got a crew of people out there fixing to install a large scoreboard. We also have 2 fields that's being reworked. We don't normally do it this time of year, but because we got some other working on another field in the Prairieville ballpark that we're going to have to do. We're trying to work them all in. We normally do that work in the winter months when all the activity of the grass cutting kind of coming to a close. So we're working on that. The Prairieville Park, we had to move the men's league from that park because we had some misfunction about a field being tilled up prior to a league starting play. Well, if you know anything about field work, with the rain we haven't been able to address that problem. So we're gonna be reworking that field. We'll have it ready for in the springtime. Southwood, Darrell, and Jackie Robinson. It's our intent to utilize all three of these fields in the 2017 season. So we're gonna be doing some work on some light and fences. And that hopefully to get done starting in the wintertime when the grass cutting season shuts down. Baseball registration dates for fall ball will be softball registration for the fall ball will start on 8/15/2016 online. Registration information can be found on Facebook at AYSA or the website at Ascension Youth Softball Association. The Adult Flag Football League registration will start November 7th, and the projected start date will be 12/10. Soccer field construction, administration, retainer renewal. Wait, is that all to be reported? And they have copies. Add to the report. Any questions?
Councilman Joseph?
No, Ricky, I know, welcome aboard, first of all. And I know me and you walked through the Lowry Park. Can you just give an update of our situation in Lowry Park? I know some of it, not that good, so.
Okay, me and Oliver walked through the Lowry Park, and they have some problems out there. What happened is the walk track was put in, but there wasn't any site work done on the park. So what it's done is basically dammed up the water inside the walk track. So we got to go out there and do some improvements to get the water out the outside of this walk track. Where the playground equipment was installed, it's probably the lowest part of the property. It's holding water throughout the whole thing. We added some light poles. Well, we got some concrete with some electrical coming up that was built inside the walk track. And they actually rolled over asphalt to get the concrete trucks in, and they damaged the asphalt. So we're gonna have to make some repairs to that. And we gotta do a few more things for handicap parking. So we're gonna try to move forward on that before the end of the year. Any questions?
That's.
Rick, I got one question, not a question, but maybe just something to look at a later date. I know you're just getting in. We talked about a boat launch. I know we have one that we can get to most of the canals, but Conway and Panama right now, we do not have a public boat launch to get in any type of activity in any one of them two, canals right now. We used to have the one in Sorrento, but the land has been purchased and it's gated across. You can't get to it.
The one back there by the pump station?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's no way to get to Panama and Conway right now, and just kind of keep your eyes, and maybe if we can come across some grant money or something and find a location. I don't know where the location would be, whether Brittany Tower or somewhere. I don't know where you could find some, property to maneuver it, get some type of boat launch. Might be just canoes and kayaks or something,
Yeah, well, we are operating two boat launches at the present.
Right.
One of them's on Bayou Francois, and the other one's on
This could be
Black
just,
Bayou.
if you have some parking for the
Yeah.
people to park, and maybe even canoes and kayaks and stuff like that, 'cause
Yeah.
there's
We'll
a
look
lot of
at-
people getting into that right now, and that would be two canals that would be, probably, you could utilize it real good in.
We'll look into it.
Just kind of keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
Something a couple of people have been asking about.
All right.
Councilman Lawler?
Welcome, first of all. Kind of on the same vein, and Amy may recall this, there was, on Camp Drive, there was some property that we had looked at having a canoe kayak launch there. I think the parish already owns the property.
I heard something earlier on that. I've been doing a lot of research of things that were out there, and I think they got with Breck and tried to coordinate, maybe you could put in upstream and come down and come out on us. And for some reason, Breck wasn't too hip about doing it that way. But we do have a couple of little small parcels, but it's not a lot of parking area, so we'll look at it, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to put a lot of vehicles on them couple little spots that we do own. But we'll look into it and see what we can come up with.
Okay, so I think that's something that would be useful.
Right.
Also, several meetings ago, there were some issues with putting up the lights on the fields. Do you know where we stand on that? I know you,
Aaron, I think that's all been addressed. Maybe project manager can inform you more about it.
Good evening. Are you talking about the softball lights?
we had ordered, I think it was 19 total new light poles and everything?
Yes.
Is that all done?
Yes, we're approaching a substantial completion. We had one pole that didn't fit the spec. So what we're doing, I actually found one other pole that we worked with the consultant and contractor, and we're going to do a swap and possibly use some of the fixtures to actually get an additional pole with no extra cost. And if not, we might be looking at purchasing a couple of fixtures, but it'll actually make one field that I think is highly used, a much better playing field with no dark spots. So we're closing in on a substantial completion. We're just waiting for a final kind of plan to take those off, so.
Okay, well, I've got you up there.
Sure.
Because I don't know who's going to answer this. We had people come a while back talking about the equipment at the Santa Ma Park, the play equipment for the kids, and they said it was metal, but it was sharp, it was rusty and dangerous. It was at Stevens Park?
Yeah, and that would be-
That has been
that would be the
replaced? Okay,
directors,
good.
yeah.
Just last week, I took a crew out and I showed them what we need to look for on these playground equipment. You know, a lot of times you got boats missing. And at Prairieville Park, the sun rays have destroyed the slide over there. So we got it laddered off right now, where you can't climb up and get. We got to change it out, but I mean it's just something that takes time, because we just noticed it about a week ago. Somebody put it on Facebook. They didn't even call us, and I'm trying to teach the guys you got to be aware of looking for that kind of stuff. So I mean, we're trying to get everybody on. I'm a team builder. I try to build a team, and you all go out there and try to look for these kind of things. So we're gonna get it together. It's just gonna take a little time.
Okay, good, thank you.
Quick question, as far as the soccer fields at Lamar Dixon, how long before they're ready to start playing on?
Project man.
Because I need to know, because my little girl just signed up, so I need to know.
That's all.
Let's just say, the soccer field. So, right now before you, and, I'm gonna let the director actually, I guess, take care of that, but you have the retainer renewal, contract, which is for, the construction administration. What we've done is kind of a blended administration, of the actual soccer field. So Jay Reed came before the council, I think their contract last council meeting, that's been approved. We've gotten approval from the State Bond Commission. That'll be a final signature tomorrow, probably. Quality is going to be our construction administration. They were part of the design, but we're also going to work, myself and Mr. Joey Turo as well, to kind of minimize and keep it at the current amount that you see before you with the retainer contract. So we did not go beyond that. As far as play, what we had, and I'm sure you're aware, is I think we went out a second time for bid. We had to go out for a second time because we didn't get anything within the budget. So in the second one, we were successful, and Jay Reed was awarded the contract. What that did, though, is that delayed our actual construction start. So right now, as we have it laid out, in April, we'll get most of the field work done in the fall. We'll have to come back in April to do the more or less seeding for the grass for play turf. Now, we have a kind of pre-construction meeting tomorrow that we're going to be meeting together, and we're going to look at that timetable. So right now, next fall is probably full play, Joe? April. Yeah. So we're looking at summer or next fall before we actually probably could have any organized league play on it. Now, we say soccer fields, but I know there are other entities that are interested in using that area out there, and there may be some opportunity, I think, maybe in the spring for them to use it. I'm going to bring that up at our meeting tomorrow to see if that would impact any of the construction or inhibit, the spring planting, so. Any other questions? Now, I do need, and we did bring the renewal retainer before you this evening, so we hope to bring it to consent for the council next week. So I would appreciate if you could consider that tonight.
Agenda.
We need to answer it.
Yeah. Probably need to add it to the agenda. It's not on the agenda, right?
Oh, so moved.
Got a motion by Councilman Lawler to add it to the agenda. Seconded by Councilman Lambert. I think we need a roll call vote to make, it has to be unanimous, right?
Councilman Joseph,
Yes.
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 Motion passed, added to the agenda. I guess we had added agenda item 4A.
Okay.
Renewal of the master contract for professional services, Lamar Dixon Soccer Complex. Do we have a motion?
that
to approve?
motion.
Have a motion by Councilman Lambert, second by Councilman Lawler. Any objections? No objections heard. Motion passes. It'll be added to the consent agenda
The 21st, yes.
on the 21st.
Thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate it.
Now, I did have one more question. I don't know if it will be for you or Mr. Armine. Now, first is the adult softball leagues. Would they be playing at every field now?
Well, we hadn't planned for the fall yet, 'cause possible.
Okay. And what about Jackie Robinson in the softball field at Darrow?
Well, we had. We plan to utilize these fields. It may not necessarily be adult softball, but I have a lot of requests. So filling those fields are not gonna be a problem.
All right, with that, we'll move to agenda item number 5, fall activities. I think he kind of covered that in his direction.
Yeah, it was
report.
pretty much covered in my report.
So with that, we'll go to agenda item number 6, the Hillaryville Park update.
Good evening again. So the Hillaryville Park, last Recreation Committee meeting, we said that we were going to get together with some interested parties in the community, as well as with the Recreation Department, and come up with a plan. So right now, the way that we're looking at it, just to establish a little history, we know that we've already done phase 1 and 2 as far as the total project overall, which would be the playground equipment has been put in, a walking path has been put in. So now we're looking at what would be 3, 4, and 5. This year, we have a proposal to do a pavilion and a bathroom before the end of the year. From that point on, the Recreation Department is looking at budget to see what would be the next portion of phase. But we do know there are 2 more components that potentially could be added. But for right now, that's the next phase that we have some budget money approved for. And that's where it stands.
And from the time it starts, how long would it take before it's finished?
That I don't know, because I don't have an actual scope from somebody, a construction estimate that tells me what the turnaround construction would be on it. I'm going to have to defer that to the rec director, and I can bring that back to you, though, or we can provide that information. I would imagine it'd probably be a 90-day turnaround.
90 to 120
Yeah,
days.
that's what I say. That's typically what I would think it would be.
Okay, thank you.
You want me to say it?
With that, we'll go to agenda item number 7, gym renovations phase 1 update.
Okay, so right now we have the gym renovation is out for bid. It closes on August 24th. We did have one thing that came up during the, we'd advertised for the bid and we had to add an addendum. The addendum to it was we had set a firm date of November 1st for construction to begin in the gym. What we found out is in the final kind of crossing, the T's dotting the I's, was that some of the equipment would take 90 days to come in. Their actual construction phase was 90 days. So to make sure that there was no more loss of business or revenue for the gym, what we did is we rearranged the schedule as this. From November 1st is actually going to be their start date. They have 180 days. For the first 90, they cannot occupy the gym, so that the gym can still be rented or used as it's intended, and they can actually start construction January 1st. Now, we have a large event out there at Lamar Dixon, takes up most of the complex, including the gym, which is a recreation facility, in March. So we put in that they will stop construction and make sure the flooring and everything is complete so the facility can be used for the week of the Sportsman Show. And then they will come up and finish out the renovation post that, and they should be finished by end of March.
Sounds good.
Any questions?
No question.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, with that, we'll go to agenda item number 8. Oh, no. You come up.
I yield to your will. Hey, I just wanted to let y'all know, first of all, I want to thank Ricky. You guys, I think, Michelle been doing a great job, all the staff, everybody. And I don't think you fielded a question at Ricky tonight based on his I know how old he is because we're the same age, but based on his number of years of experience in construction in every phase, vertical, horizontal, budgeting, that you're not going to have a problem that comes up that he is not going to be able to face, and give you some good common sense answers and look at. So, Ricky, once more, I want to thank you for taking on another task.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the parish, and Michelle, y'all keep up the good work, and I want to thank the committee. Thank you, guys.
And also, Rick, I forgot to tell you, congratulations on the promotion, and look forward to working with you.
Thank y'all.
And with
Glad
that, we
to
go to
be-
agenda item number 8.
Adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Motion adjourned by Councilman Lambert, seconded by Councilman Lawler. Meeting adjourned.